Well, the first step to making a bulging door, like they have at Disney's Haunted Mansion, is to find yourself a door frame. I happen to have a closet in the corner of my garage. I've used this in years past for other activities like a zombie leaping out of it. This year I decided to have a bulging door like somebody was trying to get out. In order to make your door bulge, you're going to need some sort of control to push and pull it to make it look like somebody's trying to get out. You could use any type of motor that you can put a speed control on. You could use a rotisserie motor. I use that for my crank ghost. It's fairly slow and steady, so it would be a slower effect. This one is actually multi-speed. This is something that I got at the local university. They sell their used equipment, things that they no longer have need for pennies on the dollar. And I got this one for steel, but again, you could use any type of motor that you could control the speed on. What this does is it rotates, and I've actually hooked up just a simple piece of PVC here to the main shaft, and you'll see that as that turns, it's going to take this longer shaft that I'm holding, and it's going to pull it and push it. And depending on where I mount the extra piece of PVC that I'm using, how far down this shaft, it's going to adjust how much throw. So from the center of that shaft to either side, that's going to be your amount of throw. I've got about 3 inches, 3.5 inches, so the total throw is going to be about 7 as it rotates around. Again, this is a really nice adjustable embedded motor control, and I've got it adjusted to a nice speed that I like, and that you can see here that it's going to pull and then push this rod and cause the center of the door to bulge. So I tend to use what I've got laying around the house before I go out and buy more things. And I had some really nice pieces of foam sitting here, and I'm sure you could do it with something thinner. This is about 4 inches thick and 6 inches wide. But it gives me just what I need in order to get a door to bow in and out. This will be the foundation. I'm going to dress it up when I'm done. But I need a way to actually hang it, and I need to hang it at the top and the bottom, allowing the center to be loose so that it can do this. So what I did is, well, last year I made some barrels, and those barrels, I went to a ranch store last year and picked up some galvanized fencing wire. Comes in these nice big circles, lots of material. I think it's a 12 or 10 gauge wire, and I'm just cutting it to length. Now the length is 3 pieces, here, here, and here, that are just shy of the width. This door is 26 inches wide. I was intending to put a 24-inch door in here someday. So I made a couple that were 29 and a couple that are 24. So what I've done with the wire and the foam is I've actually pushed the wire through the side of the foam. This one here is one of the 29-inch pieces, and I've got enough sticking out that I'm going to simply put it into either side of the door frame. I've drilled holes there for the wire to go into. I drilled them fairly tight, so we'll see how easy it is for me to actually get this through. But it may require a little bit of bending as I go back and forth to get it in its final resting spot. But that's not too bad. Now, I'm not too worried about the fact that the center is bowing a little bit, because again, I can play around with the wire a bit. But again, this is going to be a foundation. I plan on putting some facing over it to really make it look like a door, so I'm not too worried about the fact that this isn't quite up to flush. Now I just need to put a couple more pieces in. So at this point, what I've done is brought one wire across the foam here and into each of the walls. I noticed that the wire wasn't quite strong enough to hold it up at the height I wanted, so I brought a string up to the top and screwed it up so that it would hold the center up to the height that I wanted. I put additional wires here and here, and I brought that PVC that is going to push and pull to the center. Now I haven't attached the bottom yet, but this is what it looks like. So we have a nice push and pull on the wall, and it looks like somebody's trying to come out. Once I dress this up, it'll look like a door, and it'll look like the door is trying to be pushed open from the center, and like a monster is trying to come out of the closet. My daughter actually finished the door for me. We put a handle on there that's actually a piece of wood that we painted up to look old and rickety. You saw that the hot glue was being used to put the pieces together and finish it off, and then we just put a very rough coat of paint over it to make it look like an old ratty door, and I think the panels look pretty good with the cracks between the different pieces of foam. And in just a second I will get this up and running so you can actually see the mechanism that we put into it. Alright, so you can see we put a red light behind it. It showed up better in the dark than it does in the daylight here. But on what I wanted to show is that by running that wire across the top and across the bottom and hooking up the motor to the center to push out, you get a rather creepy effect here. And I'll back up a little bit so you can see it. And so basically the door, it looks like it's being pushed open from behind and that something is trying to get out. Just a nice little effect.